Hello, welcome to A VO's Journey. My name is Anthony, and this show is about helping the new and upcoming voiceover artists grow their business, sidestep all the crazy things that I seem to step on. Today, we're going to be talking about audiobooks versus commercials. We're going to talk about the time that both of them take, how much money you can make from both of them, and my advice for whether or not you should do one or both of them. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive into this. First, of course, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button and check out A VO's Journey Elite Academy. As always, Gabby Nistico just started yesterday. Wonderful class, had so much fun, so make sure you come and check us out. Now is the perfect time to join as summer's coming to an end, getting you set up for the new year, or the rest of the year, but getting you set up for the new school year. Feels like the new year because of the school year. Anyways, let's dive into this. Audiobooks versus commercials. First off, how much time does each one take? So audiobooks, clearly we take a lot more time to do audiobooks works. It is priced via per finished hour. So that means that no matter how much time it takes you to record, edit, master, etc., it is still based on the finished hour of audio at the end. So if a book is 9,300 words to 10,000 words or somewhere in there, it's an hour long for a finished hour. Now, it may take you 3, 4, 5, 6 hours of work to do a finished hour. And it's going to be a lot more hours the newer you are. But it takes longer than the actual finished hour. So audiobooks clearly take a long time to do. Commercials, on the other hand, they take very little time to do, especially 15, 30-second spots. You could, depending on if it's a live directed session or you're doing it by yourself, it could take you a couple of minutes. You could be in a recording session for 30 minutes to an hour for like a 15, 30-second spot if you are doing something with a bunch of people and a director. But typically these days, you'll do some live directed, but the majority of work you will do alone, and it will be very quick. It'll be fast work. So the time difference between the two of them are night and day. Audiobooks takes a very long time, hours and hours and hours. Commercial work typically takes very little time. All right, so now let's move into how much do you make for each one. So I mentioned before that audiobooks per finished hour, you're going to make a price, a specific price like $150, $200, $250 per finished hour. So if a book is 3 hours and you're charging $200 per finished hour, then that's $600 that you will make. Now that's 3 hours. So typically it could take you 9, 10, 12, 15 hours to complete that. So you have to think from an hourly standpoint, you have to look at your rate per hour that you would make, but it's priced per finished hour. Standard rates are around $250. That's a good rate. I think more realistic is between $100 to $200 when you're just starting. As you build a portfolio and you grow, $250, $300, etc. But starting out is probably between $100 and $200 per finished hour. Those rates have stayed the same for a long time. So that's the pricing model. It's nice in some senses because it's a nice chunk of change up at once, but again, it's a lot of work. Now, commercial side, how much do you make for commercials? Depending on where you are working, the rates for commercials can vary widely. There's different rate guides. There's the rate guide of A VO's Journey, VO'sJourney.com. There's the GVA rate guide, Gravy for the Brain. There's all these different rate guides. There's the indie rate guide for video games, stuff like that. There's a lot of different rate guides. But I think standard-wise, we charge for commercials two caveats. The first one is we usually charge a recording fee. This can be for 30 minutes to an hour, so you might charge $100, $200 for the recording fee. Or words, I look at charging words as the recording fee. So if you charge 100, 200, let's say you charge 10, 20, $30, $40, $100 for a couple hundred words, that's the recording fee. Then we charge a licensing fee. How much we license our intellectual property, our performance, to someone else to use. And we can do that for 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, 12 months, a year, 2 years, buy out. Someone can buy it out. And these prices at the moment can vary wildly. So, but typically that's how you charge. So you charge, 100, let's say you charge $100 for a 30-minute recording session, and then you charge $300 for a 3-month run locally. Maybe locally on the local TV channel or something like that. Okay, so that's what you charge. So clearly, for a 30-second commercial, and it could take you 10, 15 minutes, no more than an hour, and you can make $300-$400, and that's on the low. I mean, depending on what it is. I mean, that will go up a bit if it's bigger. Now, international, I do want to say real quick, international rates are a whole nother beast. They vary wildly depending from country to country, region to region. Internationally, you can charge a lot or a lot less. Internationally, it's all over the place. So I think that's where websites like Fiverr come in, and these places too, because they are big international websites. So you're charging rates all over the world in different places, where in a country they might have very low rates, in another country they might have very high rates, and it's all over the place. But so from a standard point, no matter where you're charging, typically commercial, you're going to make a lot more money a lot faster than you will audiobooks. So moving on to the last thing we wanted to talk about, which was which one do I recommend? So audiobooks, in my opinion, is one of the greatest things voiceover has to offer, because, well, for a variety of reasons. One, to me, as an actor, I enjoy audiobooks probably the most, because besides video games, which is a lot of fun, but it's not, the acting there is still very, start, stop. Audiobooks gives an individual voice actor probably the most ability to act on a large scale, to perform, to tell a story. And I love that. I love that a lot, personally. And on top of that, audiobooks is in a place where it's not being brought down by AI. Sure, AI has a presence there, but not like the rest of the industry. It really doesn't. Audiobooks have stayed pretty good, because I think authors and narrators, for the most part, there's some outliers, but most of us, we've band together and say, no, we don't want this. A lot of distribution hubs and everything make it a point to say no uploading AI work. So that's really nice about audiobooks. And it is a part of voiceover that just, even today, just continues to grow and grow and grow. There's more and more work there than ever before. Is it the highest paying work? No, it's not. But it is the most available. And that's important. So I love audiobooks for a variety of reasons. Plus, for example, I in another video earlier today, I think I posted, but anyways, point is, my wife and I went on a trip the other day, and we just, listened to audiobooks. And we buy a new audiobook, and we find a new audiobook. We both just, listen to audio, but I just listen to audiobooks all over. And because it's taken the place of reading a lot, because we can listen to audiobooks while we're doing stuff all over the place. I'm working on the yard, I'm listening to an audiobook. I'm driving, I'm listening to it. I just listen to a lot of audiobooks, and you're going to go through them. So there's this constant need for them. And plus, I love it too, because it's a purchase. You produce it, and then someone purchases it like a product. It's probably one of the closest things that you and I can make that's a product, not a service, which I love, because for the services are great, which we offer service, but I love the idea of selling a product too, There's just something about that, to having something done once and now you can sell that thing, as well as public domain work, which we're doing a lot with the VO's Journey Elite Academy. And we're distributing them and making money from them. So that's very exciting for our students as well at the Academy. Now, commercial work, I love commercial work for a variety of reasons. One, it pays very well. Two, it's really cool to be a voice for a brand. You know, from a step away from the financial part, it's just darn neat. There's some cool, it is to say, hey, I worked with McDonald's, I worked with the Vikings, right? I worked with the Mets, I've worked with Ford and Jeep and BMW and American Airlines, and I've worked with NBC, and I love saying I've done all of that. It's really cool, and to be that voice, and to someone to message me and say, hey, I heard you on TV, that stuff's really cool. The money is fantastic. The excitement from an acting standpoint, sometimes it's fun if it's a cheeky voiceover or there's room for you to really put personality in. That can be fun. But from an acting standpoint, it's not as exciting as an audiobook or long form narration, in my opinion. But financially, it makes a lot of sense to do commercial voiceover work as well. So I think, to wrap it all up, I love audiobook work. I love commercial work, mainly for the price that I get paid for it, and just the coolness, if you will, of being the voice of a brand or something. That's neat, and to see the videos and to see the stuff that produced with your voice in it, it's really cool. And I'm not saying there's not acting there, but it's short acting. It doesn't give you the chance to do long form. We didn't talk about other forms of voice acting. We didn't talk about any genres. We were just talking about commercial VOs versus audiobooks today. But my recommendation is you add both of those to your repertoire. Enjoy both of them. Audiobooks, though, are a great place to start, and I'm just all in on audiobooks. So I really do love that. I hope this video gave you some insights on, audiobooks versus commercials, the pros and the cons. It was just kind of a 20,000 foot view in my opinions. But, audiobooks the trend is just up, 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 up. I don't see how that ends anytime soon. Commercial work is up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. So they're both good to have. All right, you guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you check out VO's Journey Elite Academy. As always, come be with us. You'll love it. A lot of opportunities, a lot of learning. Talk to you guys soon. Have a good Tuesday. Bye, everyone.